Hey everybody, Happy New Year. This is an original song I wrote about 15 years ago. It's a ghost story song, kind of like my Dark Shadows songs that I've done. And it's based on the old urban legend Midnight Beauty. I remember reading a version of that urban legend in a book I bought in elementary school from the Scholastic Book Club. It tells the story of a young man, usually in Rio de Janeiro, although I guess it could be any kind of old city with a lot of mystic haunts like New Orleans or something. But he's walking and he goes into a cafe and he meets this beautiful young woman there. They dance and there's a band playing. And they kind of hit it off, and then at the end of the night, he goes to walk her home, and they get to a kind of a old part of town, and the old cemetery is there, and she says, "Here's where I need to stop," and she said, "Here's where I stay," and then she disappeared, and she was a ghost from the cemetery, and according to the legend, every once in a while she shows up and dances with some young man. And then he walks her home and she always disappears at the cemetery. I wrote this song about 15 years ago. I did the Dark Shadows songs, which were also kind of spooky like that. And I had about a year ago, I had someone from Fiverr do me a little video with some animation, and I thought she did a pretty good job considering I didn't pay her that much, and she wasn't familiar with the song, the story, and we didn't really, it was just all online, but I thought she did a good job. So here you go, Midnight Beauty.
Feeling kinda down, another night in Rio town. Just a white boy beating the heat on a cold stone Rio street. Feeling kinda blue, looking for a rendezvous. Just a white boy stealing away to a strange little street cafe. She was sitting there, midnight beauty, pale and fair, dressed in lace and crinoline, like a girl from another time. She wouldn't say her name, she wouldn't say from where she came. She just smiled as if to say it was somewhere far away. He thought he'd take a chance, asked her if she'd like to dance. She rose up with a strange sachet as the band began to play. He looked into her eyes, somehow sad but somehow wise. In the air it smelled of strange perfume as she floated around the room. He said, "I'll take you home. These Rio streets aren't safe to roam." So they left that street cafe while the band began to play. The hour's getting late. They came up to a churchyard gate, and the gravestone shined in the pale moonlight around midnight. Midnight beauty sighed, said, "I rest here on the other side." And sure as he was standing there, she vanished in the air. But every now and then, the midnight beauty comes again, dancing in her funeral gown.